Bash shell scripting is both a very broad and deep topic. Given its ability to integrate shell scripts with system utilities, very complex scripts that automate mission critical functionality can be created. However, that is not the intent of these next few videos. These videos are meant to introduce you to the basics of Bash shell scripting. After working through the content in these videos, you should be able to write simple scripts and understand moderately complex scripts. You should then have a sufficiently strong foundation to learn more complex shell scripting if you wish. Bash shell scripts are essentially a series of Bash commands that are stored in a file and can be executed by running the script. Let's look at some examples of simple scripts. Remember that all of these scripts are included in the course files archive. I recommend that you look at the files on your machine and run them as you watch the videos. First, I think there is a law that says any beginning programming or scripting example has to be Hello World, so here it is. There are a few things to note as we look at it. The first line says that the script should be run using Bash. The Linux kernel starts a new process with the shell to run the script. It starts with a pound sign and an exclamation point, usually referred to as a shebang. If you want to use a different shell, you would specify it here. Bash ignores everything after a pound, except for the one on the first line. You can use these as comments. The last line simply echoes the string "Hello World" to standard out. There are a few ways to execute the script. First, we can run bash hello world. This will run the script using the bash shell. Here, the bash program is the executable program. If we want to run the script without having to type bash, we need to make the script executable. Notice that the script is not yet executable. Let's make it executable and try again. Now the script can be run without having to specify bash on the command line. Notice the gvim text editor has notified me that the permissions of the file have been changed. Let's look at a script that does a little bit more. The name of the script is executing commands example.sh. This script uses the 4 commands we covered at the very beginning of the course. The first line executes the whoami command. If you recall from the command substitution video, the $sign and the parentheses tells bash to execute the command and then evaluate the rest of the line. In this case, the output from the whoami command is stored in the local variable named user. The next line does the same thing with the hostname command and stores the result in the hostname variable. We have to be careful using a variable with the same name as a utility, but since we add a $sign before every variable when we use it, we should be fine here. We do the same thing with the pwd command. We then take all the information from these commands and display them using echo. Sometimes we don't want to capture the output of a command. We might just want to run the command and display all the output to standard out. In that case, we can simply add the command to the script and it will run it normally, like we do with the ls command here. Let's look at the output. Notice that we have the user, the hostname, the working directory, and then the contents of this directory. Now that you have an idea how a bash script works, the next few videos will introduce more advanced topics such as conditionals and loops. As each video builds upon what you learned in previous videos, please ensure you understand the concepts in this video before you move on to the next one.